So let's have a look at results and get you to start to think about the results in your life and how results happen. This was not something I ever really thought about before. I was most certainly dealing with the consequences of my results when they happened, but I wasn't really thinking, how did I create that? Like, how did that result actually come to be in my life? And it's quite interesting when you start to think about it. I'm sure I'm not alone there. I'm not alone in thinking we just deal with results as they happen. We're not necessarily thinking, well, how did I come to be in this position? But we can start to think like this. And I want you to start to take a look at your results and think about the results in your life. And take some time now and think about some of these questions. Write them down in your books there as I go through them. Jot down your answers. How much did you personally earn last year? Think about that figure. And was it enough for you to enjoy total time and money freedom? Was it enough for you to enjoy total time and money freedom? Don't overthink your answers, just write down how it is. If you're in a business, did you meet your business or sales targets? Yes or no? How do you create your days? Is it what you want? I love how I spend my days. I can't wait to get out of bed in the morning and get up and go to work and do what I do. I have wonderful days. I love it every single day. Completely energized. Is that your reality at the moment? Or, not that happy with how I'm running my days and my weeks? Because you can have whatever you want, and I'm going to teach you that today. But you have to really think about this and reverse engineer it to start creating from the inside out, the root cause in your mind. That's what today is about, mastering your mind, so you start to create the result on the outside. And do you enjoy happy, creative relationships with the people around you? Or is there room for improvement? Think about your answer to these questions. And regardless of what you have put down there, some of which you'll be really happy with and some you might be aware that you want to improve, regardless of how that result has been created, as an adult, it is your responsibility to become aware of it and change it if it is no longer serving you well. Regardless of how that result right now might have manifested in your life, as an adult you have the responsibility and the ability to change it. And so we want to start to take responsibility for our life. That's quite a confronting topic in itself for a lot of people, because we'd like to think that somebody else is the cause of either our problems or success. It's absolutely wonderful, you know, when I have clients come up to me and they're so thankful and they're so grateful for what I've done for them, but I'm very quick to remind them that you did it for you, Bev, and you did it for you, Rachel. I created the environment and I gave you the tools and the support and the accountability, but ultimately you did it, Linda, not me. And that gives you a sense of freedom, positive or negative, to start to say, well, if I don't like the results that I'm experiencing in any area of my life, I can change them because I'm responsible for me. No one else is responsible for me. The only time where we have responsibility over another person is with children. But in terms of adults, we're all responsible for our own results. So that gives you a lot of freedom to be able to say, well, if I got myself here, let me look at how I got myself here, and now let me decide where I want to go and take myself somewhere better or improve. Does that make sense? So there's two things we have to know. If we want to start to improve our life or improve our results or improve our business, there are two things that we must know. We must know where we are now and where we want to go. Now, this is a pretty big thing. There's a lot of time spent on goals. Thank you. You read my mind. There's a lot of time spent on goals, a lot of books written on goals, a lot of workshops done on goals, and that's great, and we will spend a bit of time on that today. But if it was that simple of just knowing where you are and where you want to be, why are so many people still stuck? How many times have you previously set goals at the start of the year and you haven't accomplished them by the end of the year? Put your hand up. It hasn't happened. You gave up on it, you didn't do it, whatever, didn't happen. Right? So it couldn't possibly be that simple, that just to improve your results, you've got to know these two things. Why are so many people stuck? It's because the problem is actually where you are now. It's where you are now that keeps you from getting to where you want to go. Now that might sound a little bit silly, but it'll make sense the further we go through today. The problem is actually in paradigms. Now, if that's a new word for you, that's okay. Or if you're still getting your head around this concept, no problem. But paradigms are actually the problem. It's where you are now. It's the paradigms, the conditioned behavior, the conditioned programs in your mind that keep you operating down here when you want to go there. Intellectually, you can see it, but this is keeping you down here. So, what is a paradigm? A paradigm is a mental program that has almost exclusive control over your habitual behavior. And almost all of your behavior is habitual. Think about that for a minute. Really think about this. If you live with somebody, you could make a written description of their routine, and if you're smart, you won't screw around with it. When they wake up in the morning, there's a certain routine that we move into. And you'd be able to write that routine out if you live with somebody. And if you're smart, you won't screw around with it because people love their routine. Do not mess up my routine. The problem is that routine can lead you right through life and nothing much changes. That is the paradigm. And we have paradigms for everything in our life. How we love, how we live, how much money we earn, our ability to earn money, the kind of relationships that we have, how we experience time in our day, how creative we are, perception, and the biggest area that paradigm controls is logic. So it doesn't seem logical that you could make a quantum leap, that you could triple your income, that you could go from this level to this level, because the paradigm says, it's not possible. So you want to go to the top, but you're stuck down here because of the paradigm. So we want to learn how to create a paradigm shift, how to work at the root cause to start to create the change that we want to experience in our environment 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 months from now. And as Kylie said earlier, she got rid of all those other things because Kylie's starting to realize more and more that if she wants to keep improving her results, she's got to keep changing the paradigm, keep upgrading the paradigm. If you want better results, you've got to build a new model. Don't try and just outperform what you've got. We want to start to build a new model.